Good morning, America. For our viewers in the West, new impacts as the government shutdown enters day 7, a helicopter crash in the middle of a highway, and oh, how about that late comeback on the football field? Growing impact of the government shutdown.
This shutdown has put way more stress on our controllers.
The Secretary of Transportation warning of nationwide air traffic controller issues. The delays at major airports on both coasts, including Burbank, with 0 controllers on staff, as the Trump administration warns again of permanent layoffs.
Breaking overnight. A medical helicopter crashing in the middle of a California highway. Blades slamming into the ground just feet from cars.
There was one female who was trapped.
The pilot, the nurse, and the paramedic on board all critically injured. This morning, the investigation into what went wrong.
President Trump threatens to use emergency powers, insisting troops need to be sent into American cities to crack down on crime, notably ones run by Democrats.
We have an Insurrection Act for a reason.
As Texas National Guard members deploy for Chicago, Illinois' governor fights what he calls an unconstitutional invasion. We take a look at the reality on the ground.
Signs of progress in peace talks to end the war in Gaza, the suffering of tens of thousands, and bring the remaining hostages home as we mark 2 years since Hamas's attack in Israel that killed nearly 1,200 people.
New surveillance footage. Former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez seen after a violent altercation with a delivery truck driver, as he now faces a felony charge and lawsuit.
Charging elephant. Tourists lucky to be alive.
The first thought that came to my mind was, this is the end of me.
After terrifying encounter caught on camera. What happened when their boat got a little too close to a herd with a baby? Everyone is okay, and this morning we hear from 2 people in that group.
Christmas in October for bargain hunters, where you can find some of the biggest savings as 3 retail giants launch huge sales events.
And overnight, another stunner for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Breaks a tackle, touchdown Jacksonville.
The Jacksonville Jaguars with a big win on Monday night.
Lawrence is able to float it, and Hunter makes the catch.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Tuesday. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America. What a game last night. We have a lot to get to on this busy Tuesday. Ginger is tracking the fall heat and a new tropical threat that is taking shape in the Atlantic.
And on this October 7th, this morning marks 2 years since Hamas's attack in Israel that killed nearly 1,200 people. 251 were taken hostage. We're going to have the very latest from the region on the peace talks to end the war in Gaza. Ian Pannell is there for us.
That is coming up. First, the latest on the government shutdown, going into its 7th day with no sign yet of a compromise between Republicans and Democrats to end the stalemate. And we are starting to see consequences. Hospitals warning that Medicare and Medicaid patients may not be able to schedule new visits, and airline delays as more air traffic controllers are not coming to work. Transportation correspondent Gio Benitez is at Newark Airport. Good morning, Gio.
Hey, George, good morning. Yeah, during the last major shutdown, we saw air traffic controllers calling out sick in droves, and that led to major delays across the country. Now, if the government doesn't reopen, well, it may just be deja vu. Just a week into the government shutdown, air traffic controllers across the country are beginning to call out in greater numbers. In California, Burbank Airport forced to close its air traffic tower with 0 controllers on staff. Controllers at another facility forced to take over, delaying flights by more than 2.5 hours all night. Controller shortages at Newark Airport also delaying flights by nearly an hour on average Monday. The Secretary of Transportation warning of nationwide issues.
Absenteeism as a concern. Again, we've had a few airports and we're tracking it. We don't have one facility that has had long-term issues with the sick leave, but that is concerning to me.
And this week, the impact of the shutdown is starting to be felt. Millions of Americans have already lost access to COVID-era telehealth services through Medicare and Medicaid. Funding for that program ran out on September 30th. Now hospitals from coast to coast are telling patients that with the exception of some rural areas, only mental health and substance abuse treatments will be available through virtual services. Healthcare has been at the center of Democrats' demands to reopen the government, pushing for a deal to restore Obamacare subsidies. When asked if there was room for negotiation with Democrats, President Trump appeared to be leaving the door open, then later backtracked, overnight posting he'd be happy to work with Democrats, but that they must first allow the government to reopen. And the transportation secretary says federal money for small airports will run out on Sunday. And you know what that means? It means that some communities will lose some or all air service, Robin.
All right, GR, thanks to you. Now the showdown over President Trump sending National Guard troops into American cities. The confrontation is playing out in the courts. One federal judge blocking a deployment to Portland, while another allowed troops to be sent to Chicago. This, as the president said, he may invoke a law granting him emergency powers. Our senior political correspondent, Rachel Scott, at the White House, tracking it all for you. Good morning, Rachel.
Robin, good morning to you. And that would be a major escalation. President Trump saying that if local officials or the courts continue to stand in his way, he will consider using his emergency powers to invoke the Insurrection Act to go around them. This morning, facing mounting legal challenges to his plan to deploy troops in cities across the nation, President Trump now saying he's considering invoking emergency powers to bypass the courts.
Well, I'd do it if it was necessary. So far, it hasn't been necessary, but we have an Insurrection Act for a reason. If I had to enact it, I'd do that. If people were being killed and courts were holding us up, or governors or mayors were holding us up, sure, I'd do that.
President Trump threatening to use the Insurrection Act, which allows the president to send the military into states to quell public unrest or support law enforcement. Generally, the use of federal troops on U.S. soil is prohibited, but the president can invoke the 218-year-old law if requested by governors or if he determines that there is an insurrection. It has not been invoked since the L.A. riots in 1992 when it was requested by the governor. It comes as Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker fights President Trump's deployment in court, calling it an unconstitutional invasion of Illinois.
Donald Trump is using our service members as political props and as pawns in his illegal effort to militarize our nation's cities.
Federal judge appointed by President Joe Biden temporarily siding with the administration, declining to block the National Guard's deployment to Illinois for now. That judge calling the deployment problematic and writing, "If I was the government, I would strongly consider taking a pause on this." But President Trump insists that troops are needed in several cities, notably ones run by Democrats. The president planning to put them in Chicago, Memphis, and Portland, Oregon, where 200 soldiers from California arrived over the weekend. They're a separate federal judge, this time appointed by President Trump himself, blocking the troops' deployment, saying the president's assessment of Portland is, quote, simply untethered to the facts. President Trump has claimed Portland is burning. Now he's focusing on a group of protesters that have camped outside an ICE facility, painting a picture of insurrectionists wreaking havoc on the city. But Portland officials insist the reality is much different. The police chief Bob Day telling our Trevor Ault the protests are confined to just a sliver of the city.
It is a city block in a beautiful city that's 145 square miles, so it is fairly contained, but there are some challenges mitigating it down there.
But it is basically contained in a single city block?
Yes, it's just one city block.
So troops in Chicago could be deployed as soon as today, but there's another hearing scheduled for Thursday, and the governor of Illinois says he will continue to challenge this in court, Michael.
Yeah, he has lived up to that. All right, Rachel, thank you so much. We're going to turn now to the breaking news overnight. A medical helicopter crashing on a major highway in Sacramento. All 3 crew members on board are in critical condition. Chief National Correspondent Matt Gutman joined us with the latest. Good morning, Matt.
Hey, good morning, Michael. And video shows the moment that helicopter slams into that highway, causing miles-long backups. And California Highway Patrol officers on the scene telling me overnight they're still investigating why that chopper went down and whether the crew was hoping for some sort of controlled crash landing on the highway. Overnight, that horrifying scene on a busy California highway. Video capturing the moment a medical helicopter crashes in the middle of Highway 50 in Sacramento. The blade slamming into the road just feet away from cars as smoke and steam hiss out.
Getting a report of the helicopter crash in the middle of the freeway.
3 crew members were on board at the time of the crash, and first responders raced to the scene.
There was one female who was trapped. There was no truck on scene. All 3 victims were transported. They're in critical condition. A pilot, a nurse, and a paramedic.
Witnesses left stunned, some rushing in to help.
It nosedived. And when it nosedived, we all just was in shock, but we all ran out of our cars. And I kept telling everybody, pull her out, get her out, get the people out.
Police say the helicopter had just dropped off a patient at UC Davis Medical Center. The wreckage left there on Highway 50 for hours as authorities investigate what went wrong. And those investigators spent hours at the scene documenting it. One thing lots of folks have noticed is that the helicopter did not catch fire. It's one of the reasons that Good Samaritans were able to help first responders extricate victims. George.
Okay, Matt, thanks. We're going to go overseas now to the Middle East. And the negotiations underway to finalize a deal to free the remaining hostages in Gaza and the war that began with Hamas's deadly attack on Israel 2 years ago today. Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pennell is on the scene in Israel. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, George. You know, on October the 7th, 2023 in the morning, Hamas militants stormed this site. It was the Nova Music Festival. There were thousands of young people enjoying the music, enjoying the area. They opened fire, spreading panic and terror amongst the crowd. By the time the attack was finished, 378 were dead, many taken hostage, 10 of whom are believed to be amongst the 20 alive today in Gaza. So people have been gathering, remembering the fallen, thinking of the hostages, and praying for peace. This morning marks 2 years since the horror of October 7th, when thousands of Hamas militants stormed into Israel, massacring nearly 1,200 people, taking 251 hostage. Udi Goren's cousin, Tal Haimi, died defending his kibbutz. His body is one of those being held in Gaza.
This barbarism, this hatred that just flowed in uncontrollably. It really was just the worst of humanity.
Like so many families, he hopes the talks between Israel and Hamas will end the war and bring their loved ones home. Phase 1 of the US brokered plan would see the immediate release of all 48 remaining hostages, 20 believed to be alive. Palestinian prisoners would be released and Israeli troops partially withdraw. But a key sticking point could come in Phase 2, which demands Hamas disarm and relinquish control of Gaza. But President Trump optimistic about the chances of success.
We're going to have a Gaza deal, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Growing numbers of Israelis now demanding an end to the war and the return of the hostages, among them the bodies of 2 Americans, Omar Nutra and Itai Chen. The deal could also bring an end to the suffering in Gaza. More than 67,000 Palestinians killed in this war, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. Human rights groups saying many are now suffering from famine, something Israel denies. Our team witnessing the suffering up close. 2-year-old Farazia Kabat dying of starvation Monday, according to local doctors. His father, Mustafa, told by doctors that his son hadn't survived after being admitted to the ICU just 5 days earlier. Millions of Palestinians and Israelis now desperate for a deal to finally end what's been a long living nightmare. Well, those talks are now into their second day. The Qatari foreign minister just speaking, saying they lasted 4 hours yesterday. Everyone feels that it's still on track, hoping a deal by the end of the week. Michael?
Yeah, we all hope for that. Thank you so much, Ian. We're going to turn now to the tropical threat brewing in the Atlantic, a system forming that has a high chance of becoming a named storm. Well, Ginger has more on that and how long this October heat will last. Good morning, Ginger.
We've got one more day with the heat, but it wasn't just, daily records are falling. Caribou and Holton, Maine both had their all-time hottest October temperature, talking 83 and 84 degrees respectively. Look at some of those others like Burlington, Vermont at 84. Parts of Maine get into the mid to upper 80s. This is really remarkable to see. And now today we'll do it one more day, just slightly cooler, so more like 10 to 20 degrees above average. Washington, D.C. at 81, New York 82, even Holton still up at 80. But then reality sets in and we will shave off easily 20 to 30 degrees depending on where you are. Caribou with another daily record possible today Friday, gets down to 50 on Thursday. New York, we slip to average Wednesday, and then below average, that's sub 60 degrees by Thursday. So anybody that's wanting fall, you're about to get it, at least for some time, because next week still looks warm. But let's talk about the Atlantic, because what could become Jerry is starting to look like it's got a little more form to it. And so we've got a 90% chance that develops into a tropical depression. And most of the modeling, aside from the Eastern Caribbean, so I want everyone in Puerto Rico to Anguilla to watch, we're going to be watching it go out to sea, Robin.
Yeah, you're going to be watching it as well. All right, Ginge. Now to Monday Night Football, a crazy ending to the game last night. You got to bring this action to everyone, Lara.
Crazy is the word. Wow. Good morning to you all. It was a great matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Of course, KC has dominated the NFL for years now, but let's face it, their season has not gotten off to the start they had hoped for. The Chiefs looked good, though, last night, starting strong with 14-0 at the start. And a little stat for you guys, they have won 23 straight when leading by at least 14 points. So that sounds great, but the Jags quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, was having none of that. He got his team back in the game, throwing 1 touchdown and then running for 2 more, including one that sealed the deal for the Jaguars. I want you to take a look at this. As one of his linemen steps on Lawrence's foot, tripping him as he takes the snap, Lawrence manages to get up and get in the end zone. Regardless, that win takes Jacksonville's record to 4-1.
Oh, right there.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh.
Oops.
Oh.
But you know what? Doesn't bother him.
Nope.
The man, he's stealth. He's crafty. He's fast. And he won the game. He's stealthy, yes. So that changes their 8-game losing streak to the Chiefs. The Chiefs now stuck with a disappointing record of 2-3 for this season, guys.
Well, not over yet for
No,
the Chiefs.
it's early in the
days. Good for Jacksonville, though.
And you see, I snuck a stat in for you.
Yeah, way to go. Good job. And now to the show in the sky overnight, the first supermoon of the year. And Sam, you have that for us. Good morning.
It's like sports in the sky, Michael. It really
sure
is.
Oh, boy.
I don't know how, but it is. All right, did you see the supermoon last night? Larger and brighter than your regular old full moon. It was also a harvest moon because they have cool names. That we gave the name because it's the closest supermoon to the harvest. And just in case you needed to stay up all night to get those crops in, you had some better light to work with. Now, the moon was at its brightest right around midnight Eastern time, illuminating the skies from coast to coast. Take a look at this one from New York, right? Gorgeous. Supermoon happens when the moon is closest to the Earth. Now, you think about an orbit being a circle around something, but the moon's orbit around the Earth is actually egg-shaped, which means there are times that it's closer and times that it's farthest away. Now, we said coast to coast, and we mean it. Take a look at this one from San Francisco as it sinks into the bay right there.
Real? It's not moving that fast.
Yeah.
You sped it up, but
I did speed it up a little bit, but I didn't art it and I didn't draw it. Right? We're lucky enough to have 3 supermoons scheduled in 2025. All are at the end of the year. The next one is November 5th. I think the cool new name for that is the Beaver Moon. The last one is December 4th. Sneaky truth. If you missed it last night and you're feeling bad about it this morning, you can catch almost the same thing tonight because the moon's position doesn't really shift a lot from night to night.
So it's almost full.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah. It's pretty.
All right.
Lit up the sky.
Thank you, Sam. Coming up, new details on the Mark Sanchez arrest. Surveillance footage shows the former NFL quarterback, after he allegedly attacked a delivery truck driver, as he now faces a felony charge and a lawsuit. Matt Rivers is standing by in Indianapolis with the latest.
Also ahead, Janae Norman is here with eyewitness accounts from the tourists who faced an angry elephant. Hey, Janae.
Yeah, Michael, the entire confrontation caught on camera, now going viral. Those tourists lucky to survive. We'll tell you what experts say likely set off the mama elephant.
All right, Janae, and your playbook to save big. The biggest deals dropping right now as Amazon, Walmart, and Target compete for your dollars.
You stay right there. We'll be right back on this busy Tuesday morning.
Know that you will shine to brighten the day. You will shine to show us the way.
Back here on GMA, that was the emotional tribute from Aloe Black and the High Notes Youth Choir. This was back in January. It was for the resilient people of Southern California. And this morning we're going back to LA. It's been 9 months since the deadly wildfires. We're going to see how families and small businesses are doing now.
Still a lot of work to do there. First new at 7:30, an update from the Mount Everest rescue mission after nearly 1,000 people were trapped by a blizzard. Most of the 200 remaining hikers have been rescued and relocated safely. Also, investigators in South Carolina say there's no evidence a fire that destroyed a judge's home was intentionally set. Judge Diane Good's team was not home when the fire broke out, but 3 members of her family had to be rescued by kayak. Officials say the investigation is active and ongoing.
And the Los Angeles Dodgers are 1-1 away from going back to the National League Championship Series. They stopped the late rally from the Philadelphia Phillies to take a 2-0 lead as the series heads back to LA. And the Milwaukee Brewers powered themselves to another win over the rival Chicago Cubs. The Brewers hit 3 home runs, you can see one of them right there, to win game 2 at home and move 1 game away from advancing. Been some great baseball going on.
There is. We're going to turn now to the story of the former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez. He now faces a felony charge in the altercation that left him hospitalized with stab wounds this weekend. We're also seeing new surveillance video from that night. Matt Rivers is in Indianapolis with that story. Good morning, Matt.
Yeah, good morning, George. It was right down that alleyway behind me that this bizarre incident played out. Sanchez, in the early morning hours of Saturday, having that altercation with the delivery truck driver, walking out of this alleyway, captured on surveillance video, stabbed, bloodied, and shortly thereafter, arrested.
This morning, former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez facing an upgraded felony charge after an argument over the weekend turned violent, ending with Sanchez stabbed and bloodied, seen here stumbling away in this video obtained by the New York Post.
Once we were provided with additional information about the victim's current medical condition, it became clear to us that additional charges needed to be filed.
The altercation with 69-year-old delivery truck driver Perry Toll, seen in this hospital photo, obtained from his family by ABC affiliate WRTV. Overnight, his attorney speaking with ABC News.
You can see from the pictures that he's got an enormous wound, cut on his face, and he's just really shaken up.
Shortly after 12:30 a.m. Saturday in downtown Indianapolis, police say the 38-year-old former football star confronted Toll about where he had parked. According to court documents, Toll said Sanchez smelled of alcohol and shoved him and prevented him from calling for help. Toll telling police he thought this guy is trying to kill me before stabbing Sanchez multiple times. The new felony battery charge for Sanchez is in addition to misdemeanor charges including public intoxication and unlawful entry of a motor vehicle. His family saying in a statement, "This has been a deeply distressing time for everyone involved," adding, "Mark remains under medical care for the serious injuries he sustained and is focused on his recovery as the legal process continues."
Law enforcement has indicated that there is a plethora of video evidence available. If it goes to trial, will present a lot of evidence for the jury to view.
Sanchez unloads it in time. What a pass. Sanchez played in the NFL for 8 seasons. In 2021, Sanchez became an analyst for Fox Sports. He was in Indianapolis to be part of the broadcast team for Sunday's Colts-Raiders game, but was replaced following the incident. On Monday, Toll filing a lawsuit, not only against Sanchez, but also his employer. Toll alleging Fox Corporation knew or should have known about Sanchez's unfitness as an employee, propensity for drinking and or harmful conduct, and for failing to supervise him in a capacity as an employee.
He's certainly interested in getting justice out of this, and his story is a great story.
Now, we have reached out to Fox for comment regarding this lawsuit and have not yet heard back. Sanchez waived an initial court hearing set for this morning. The next one set for early November. And if convicted, that felony charge carries a sentence of 1 to 6 years, guys.
All right, Matt, thank you so much. We're going to turn now to the heart-pounding moments for a group of tourists desperately trying to escape an angry elephant, and it's all caught on camera. The travelers were on a canoe trip in Botswana, and this morning they're telling us all about the ordeal. Janae Norman is here with the details. Good morning, Janae.
Hey, Michael, good morning. You know that saying, it takes a village? Well, that describes elephants, the way that they look after and protect their young and other calves in the herd. So when this tourist canoe safari got too close and ended up being an up-close look at the strength and rage of Mother Nature.
This morning, the terrifying moment on a safari that left tourists scared for their lives. Watch as a massive elephant protecting the herd's young calves charges this group on a canoe safari in Botswana, flipping over the boat.
The first thought that came to my mind was, this is the end of me.
Jeff Melvin and Larry Unrain were on that tour boat that they say started as an incredible adventure, but took an unexpected turn as they approached the herd of elephants.
You could tell that they were kind of getting a little annoyed at our presence, and then just in the blink of an eye, things kind of changed.
What we did not see was the mom with the two babies. Yeah. They were hidden in some tall grass, but out of sight.
Within minutes, the elephant begins charging toward them. With the help of the guides, Jeff and Larry making it out safely, but moments later, that elephant, which could have weighed up to 10,000 pounds, trampled a fellow tourist who thankfully survived.
He was pushed in twice and held under, and if it wasn't for the water, she would not be with us.
The water acting as a cushion, also helping conceal her from the animal.
That patron was incredibly lucky that this happened in the water, because generally speaking, elephants, what they do when they go after somebody is they literally try to mash them into the ground.
Experts say an elephant guarding calves is considered one of the most dangerous animals in the wild.
There's nothing more dangerous than an elephant mother with young calves. They're incredibly protected. I think it's important that people understand you need to respect distance. You need to give animals distance.
Larry and Jeff, thankful they survived.
I thought for sure I was dead, and then once I was safe, it was just jubilation. I was very happy to be alive.
So a reminder, we're talking about wild animals. Even on those tourist safaris, there's always that wild element that can't be planned for. Another reason to give extra care in those animals their space. Yes. Elephants, guys, are matriarchal, so it's usually the oldest, often the biggest mama elephant that's leading and protecting them. For more uplifting animal stories, you can always watch Oh Baby on ABC stations on Saturday and Sunday. Janae Norman. We had to bring it full circle. So
thank you.
Totally fair.
Thank you, guys. You know what? That's a really good show that you have, though.
Thank you.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Thanks, guys.
Still can't believe you did that. Coming up later, Breaking at 8, how people can pay the lowest price for weight loss medications. And next, Lara has the battle for your holiday spending.
Yeah, a battle it is. It's almost like a holiday for shoppers, with 3 of the biggest retailers competing right now with huge sales. We're going to tell you where to find some of the best deals when we come back.
We are back now with a battle for your dollars. It's really heating up. There are 3 major shopping events happening right now. And Lara has the perfect playbook to save big.
Yeah, no, it's sports again. It's always about sports. Now it's the sport of
shopping.
saving big. Yes, the sport of shopping. Who doesn't love it? And if you like big savings, then it's your lucky day, because there's a trifecta of bargains to be had from 3 of the biggest retailers in the game. Prime Day and Walmart deals are officially underway this morning, and Target Circle Week kicked off Sunday. It's still going strong, and with this year's online holiday shopping expected to exceed $253 billion, and a solid third of all shoppers saying they're already gearing up to start buying for the holidays. It's going to be a busy week for many of us.
Yeah, but you did your scouting report.
I did.
So what did you find?
Well, Robin, thank you for asking. What I found is Prime Day is big. It's the shortest of the 3, though. It only lasts today and tomorrow. But do take a look at some of the incredible bargains that we found. It is college football season, as you may know, and this Coleman Roundup portable grill, for example, is perfect for tailgating. Originally $485, now $275.
Oh, that's good.
That's $210 in your pocket. Or maybe you want to watch the game on the big screen. Check out this deal. Prime's offering this Samsung 65-inch frame TV, normally $1,998. Now it's $1,198. That's $800 back in your pocket. Pretty good deals out there. Amazon Prime will be dropping 3 rounds of items throughout the day. Be sure to keep checking back. Again, it's the shortest of these 3.
All right, now what about Walmart?
So thank you for asking. Walmart has some great deals too. You have more time here. Those deals go from now until October 12th. Some of these deals are perfect to get a jump on your holiday shopping. They have a 14-piece knife block set. It comes with a built-in knife sharpener for the one you love, the knife set.
I love you. Here's a knife set.
Yes, it's normally $199.99. Now it's $32.99.
Wow, that is a good deal.
Now that is a bargain.
That's a bargain.
And for the kids, a Land Rover Lego set, normally $239.99, now $180.
I want that.
It's very cool. And that is a $60 savings.
Wow. How about Target Circle Week?
Thank you for asking, George. Target Circle Sale week started October 5th. It goes until the 11th. What really blew us away with Target is the deal on kitchen appliances in particular. Check out this KitchenAid 5-quart 10-speed stand mixer. Originally $500, on sale for $400. That's $100 back. Okay. And a cast iron pan that will last a lifetime. This one from Staub was originally $528. Now it's $370. I know those are a lot of money, but they're fantastic. Target will be doing buy one, get one free on bath towels, hair accessories, 40% off all Champion merchandise. It's ready, set, save ahead of the big holiday rush. Yeah? They're speechless.
No, I'm just saying the last deals are great, but they were no Land Rover Lego set.
I understand.
That's all I'm saying.
You have not been able to shake that.
Focus.
Now I know what I'm getting you.
Well, your teammate, Lori B, is going to bring us even more deals dropping from Amazon, Target, and more.
A lot of money to be saved out there.
Yeah.
You got the other end of the desk. You have Play Today.
So how do you get to the top of the Eiffel Tower? Sounds like a trick question. I would say elevator, but apparently somebody needed to bike it.
Oh, Sam's really looking forward to bringing you the play of the day.
I think we crafted a nice one, by the way. You know, we're celebrating our GMA 50 all year long, and we remember some of our favorite moments, like this one, when George raced Apollo Ono up the steps of the Empire State Building in 2011 for the Empire State Building run-up. George, I've got some stats. Okay, there are 1,860 steps in the Empire State Building. The fastest Empire State Building run was 9 minutes and 33 seconds. Do you remember yours? Do you remember your time?
I don't. I'm sure it wasn't 9 minutes and 33 seconds.
Was it grueling as it looked?
It was hard, but it was good.
Yeah, but I saw you training. You did all the stair climber and everything.
Were you
George,
being dramatic when you sat down up there, or did you really need to
No, I needed to sit down. But how about the cameramen?
Yeah.
They were going backwards.
Doesn't that make you feel weak?
Yeah, right.
Make you feel like, why am I complaining?
George, I've got one more stat for you. There are actually 73 elevators in the Empire State Building. You could next time take any of those. All right.
Do you know how long it took him? How long did it take him?
I don't know. I didn't find the stat. I didn't find your time.
We're on it.
We'll get
We're
okay.
gonna find it.
Simone,
There's a point here.
Yeah, there is a point.
This was not the play of the day I was expecting.
We've got your next challenge, George. All you need is a bike and the Eiffel Tower. Up an iconic landmark, there are 1,665 steps to the top of the Eiffel Tower. It would take an average person a normal movement of about 35 to 45 minutes, but this guy decided to bike it. So what he does is he stands on the bike and then he kind of like pulls his body weight up with the handlebars all the way up the steps. His name, by the way, in case you want, he's Australian social media sensation and cyclist, by the way, Aurélien Fontenoy. Making the attempt. Take a look. He's hopping each step by pulling those handlebars. 12 minutes and 30 seconds to the top.
No way. He's not sore.
I'm not
Challenge, George.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
He's sore. He's got to be.
Good morning, America. It's 8 a.m. The new impacts as the government shutdown enters day 7. Millions of federal workers hanging their balances. Lawmakers still collect their paychecks when federal employees aren't. Mary Bruce is here live to track it all.
Racing into the future. Hang on! The stars of Tron Ares hitting the red carpet overnight and rocking out on stage.
SoCal Strong. 9 months after the devastating and deadly LA fires, how the communities and small businesses are helping one another rebuild.
You passed out 1,000 tacos in a single day.
Yeah, tacos, burgers. It was actually quite healing in some ways because we were all kind of grieving together.
As we say good morning, America.
Live from ABC News headquarters in New York City, it's Tuesday. Good morning, America.
Just reminds you of the good people that are out there helping one another.
And we got a chance to meet a lot of them. They're really incredible. And we want to say good morning, America. We are looking forward to bringing you an update from California. And also here, Lori Bergamato has you savings on the way from Prime Days, Target Circle Week, and more. That's all coming up.
Plus, Rebecca Jarvis breaks down the battle over weight loss medications, how people can pay the lowest price, and how Sam's Club, Walmart, and Costco come into play.
First look at the top stories breaking at 8. We start with the latest in the government shutdown. No signs yet of a compromise between Democrats and Republicans to end the stalemate. We are starting to see consequences. Chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce is here with that story. Good morning, Mary.
Hey, George, good morning. Well, 1 week into this shutdown, millions of federal workers hanging in the balance, and we are no closer to a deal to reopen the government. In fact, the parties aren't even negotiating. The president yesterday, though, said he's willing to work with Democrats on health care, the issue at the heart of all of this, suggesting talks were underway, but Democratic leaders were quick to point out that's not true, that negotiations aren't actually happening. Trump then walking that back, saying he's willing to work with Democrats only after they reopen the government. Democrats are standing firm, refusing to fund the government unless Republicans agree to repeal Medicaid cuts and extend those health care subsidies to prevent insurance premiums from rising for millions of Americans. But Republicans aren't budging. They're accusing Democrats of holding the government hostage. Now, a fifth vote failed last night. The House isn't even in session, even though lawmakers are still collecting their paychecks when federal employees aren't. The Senate is expected to vote again today, but there's no indication that the outcome will be any different. Instead, this shutdown now stretching into a second week, guys.
Yeah, it looks like no end in sight. Thank you so much for that. We're going to turn now to the battle over weight loss medication. Competition is heating up, and now another major chain says it will offer Ozempic and Wegovy at a discount. Chief Business Correspondent Rebecca Jarvis is here with more for us. Good morning, Rebecca.
Hey, Michael. Good morning. Great to see you guys. You know how a lot of grocery stores have milk in the back of the grocery store, so you end up buying more stuff? Well, these weight loss drugs are kind of serving as that for a lot of stores. They're a reason people will go in. They're a reason people will shop.
Wow.
And these wildly popular GLP-1 medications for diabetes and weight loss, it is really no wonder that businesses are now lining up to make it easier and more affordable to get these meds because so many people are taking them. Sam's Club, this is the news, announcing its Plus members can now receive free same-day delivery of refrigerated prescriptions, including GLP-1s, insulin, antibiotics, and other specialty prescriptions. Sam's Club and Walmart, like Costco, have also struck agreements with drug maker Novo Nordisk to help eligible members access Wegovy and Ozempic for $499 a month. That is roughly half the typical price. Novo Nordisk has said that more than 200,000 Wegovy prescriptions are filled in the U.S. each week. Still, the company faces stiff competition from pharmacies and clinics that are selling cheaper copycat formulas of GLP-1 drugs.
And everybody wants a great deal. Okay, but if you've been prescribed the meds from a doctor, how do you still get the lowest deal?
Yeah, and $500 a month is still a lot of money if you're not insured. The best case is you are covered by insurance. If not, you can look at the manufacturer savings programs and pharmacy direct programs like NovoCare and Lilly Direct. That's through Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk. Keep in mind, the manufactured versions of these drugs, they actually tend to have more savings solutions than the compounded versions because of the coupons that you can get. You can get medication coupons. Those are a good way to lower costs. There's also a copay card that could bring things down. The best way to explore those savings is through manufacturers' websites and talk to your healthcare provider. Also, call your insurance company directly because there might be coverage that you could opt into that would actually get you coverage for these drugs as well.
And you've always said you just got to ask. You have to ask.
Making the phone call, believe it or not, don't ask. You don't have to ask over this. Ask over the phone. Talk to a real person who can help you.
All right, Rebecca, thank you.
Thank you.
Now the NHL dropping the puck on a new season tonight, and Will Reeve is here with a preview. Good morning, Will.
Sure am. Good morning, everyone. So Halloween is still a few weeks away, but it is Christmas Day for hockey fans. There you go. Opening night of the new NHL season is upon us. We have some marquee teams and names facing off on ESPN. First up at 5 p.m. Eastern, the two-time defending Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers. Yesterday, they received their Stanley Cup rings. They got the bling for the second year in a row. Florida faces the Chicago Blackhawks and their young star, Connor Bedard. He's a future face of the league. He's a youngster, and he's so good already. And then the next game, it's a guy who's been the face of the league for a generation now. Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Is his time in Pittsburgh coming to an end? He's 38 years old. He's won everything there is to win, and he's skating straight to the Hall of Fame. Tonight he'll skate against his former coach, Mike Sullivan, who's now behind the bench for the New York Rangers. A down year for the Blue Shirts last year, but they do have some superstars. They've got goalie Igor Shesterkin, newly named captain JT Miller. He'll be on the U.S. Olympic team. And in the nightcap, it's the 2022 Stanley Cup champions, the Colorado Avalanche. Their superstars Nathan McKinnon. They play the LA Kings. It's their captain, Andrei Kopitar's final season. Puck drops tonight on the 2025-26 season, starting at 5 Eastern on ESPN.
Let's hear it. Let's go Rangers. There you go. Yeah.
Good sync there. Way to go.
Coming up on our GMA Morning Menu, SoCal Strong. We're going back to LA 9 months after the deadly wildfires, how families and small businesses are doing now.
Also had on the red carpet of the Tron Airs premiere, what the stars are saying about the highly anticipated movie. That's in pop news.
Chris O'Donnell is here talking about his new show, 911 Nashville. And Larry Sammer with a special guest. Hey, you two.
It's Taco Tuesday.
Oh, it all smells so good. Chef Jenny Martinez is here sharing a recipe from her cookbook. Cookbook's called
My Mexican Mesa Iliso.
All right, you can enjoy. We're making a drink you can enjoy with your family and food. We've got it all right here on GMA. I might pop that up a little bit.
All right, bring it. Bring it in.
Beautiful Tuesday morning here.
That's gorgeous.
Yeah, it really
doesn't look
is.
real. It's so pretty.
Back now with our GMA cover story. It's been 9 months since the deadly wildfires ripped through Los Angeles and leveled entire communities like Altadena. Now we are going back to check on the recovery. Chris Conley, we're so glad that you're following this up for us, Chris. Good morning to you.
And good morning to you, Robin, as well. 9 months ago, it was the Eaton fire, ravaging the community of Altadena, destroying more than 9,000 structures and claiming 19 lives. Since then, so many who lost so much, speaking out and stepping up for their displaced neighbors and friends. Today, their work and their belief in the future of Altadena is making a difference.
Fair Oaks Burger, for 38 years, a beloved family-run fixture in Altadena, with a warm welcome for residents displaced by the Eaton fire.
I'm glad you guys still made it.
Oh, thank you. Even if your home's not here, their heart is here, so they come back to it.
Sisters Janet and Christy Lee, back in business since June.
Can I get a Fair Oaks Burger combo with onion rings?
Serving fire survivors with a neighborly smile and sensing a new optimism.
We're 9 months after the fire. What is going on with Altadena now based on what you're hearing and what people are telling you?
It's been a turning point where people are feeling a lot more hopeful. There's neighborhoods that are getting together saying, let's do this together, let's build together. Right now, the only thing that's a bit hard for people is the permitting.
Forced to close after the Eaton fire devastated this LA County community 9 months ago. Janet and Christy found ways to feed Altadena's residents from the parking lot.
You had no power and you had no water.
No water.
You passed out 1,000 tacos in a single day.
Yeah, tacos, burgers. It was actually quite healing in some ways because we were all kind of grieving together. Just knowing that we were able to feed them and give them a little taste of Altadena again, it was actually quite therapeutic, actually.
For Janet and Christy, it's personal. Their parents' home was a total loss. The revived restaurant surrounded by empty lots. The charred remains of homes and businesses now cleared away. A few blocks away, what was once Two Dragons Martial Arts Studio.
Good job.
Yet Two Dragons founder Shalene Herring was determined to bring her students together, first in parks, garages, and now in a brand new space.
I had grandparents and everybody just crying, thanking me and hugging me. We got to stay together. We got to heal together. We're going to be okay together as a community of people.
This morning, a one-stop shop for Eaton fire survivors is opening up. The Collaboratory, gathering under one roof dozens of vital resources, from rebuilding guidance to therapy and necessary items, all free of charge.
I think it also allows us to collaborate more, and that's what this space is really all about. One Saturday, we literally had 31 distribution sites in our entire city.
So you're running all over town trying to get the things you desperately need for your family.
We want people who are displaced, particularly that have to come into town, that are looking to rebuild, to have a place where they can come. 2/3 of the structures in our town are gone.
Their Altadena map marks the 19 lives lost, all but one on the west side.
We had to be our own alert system.
Following the release of an LA County after-action review, protesters questioning why that area was alerted too late.
Unfortunately, the people that passed, a lot of them were our customers. Our next door neighbor, there were apartment buildings right here. She didn't even know that there was a fire. She woke up at 3 in the morning to her window exploding. She literally ran out in her nightgown, and that's how she saved herself.
Now community leaders breaking bread,
We want accountability and systems put in place for future so other people don't have to go through this.
And sharing their stories to help others and themselves find a way back.
Through all this tragedy brought so much love and humanity back to Altadena, and it was great to see it. It's still going on now.
Consider the number 201. That's how many new foundation inspections have taken place as of last week. That means new construction, bringing new hope to Altadena. There is such a long way to go, but it is a beginning. Guys?
It is a beginning.
Yeah, and as I say, they're healing together. Yeah, they're healing together. Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, Chris. That was in Pop News.
Yeah, let's do it. Good morning, everybody. Let's do it. We're going to start with some movie news. The digital world becomes reality, and Tron Ares, the third movie in the beloved 40-year-old franchise. And last night, the stars were out in force for the world premiere in LA with Jared Leto, Greta Lee, Jodie Turner-Smith, and the dude himself. Wow. Jeff Bridges was there. He starred, of course, in the original. And here are the stars of this movie telling us about their excitement for it.
Great to feed off of the excitement that everyone shared for the franchise, people who've loved Tron since they were little kids.
I'm excited to be here celebrating the movie, celebrating Jeff, listening to some music, and celebrating movies that are in theaters the way they should be.
Yeah,
Amen.
A little bit more about that music. 9 Inch Nails did the soundtrack for the film, and at the premiere, they got on stage with Jared Leto to perform some of the songs for the crowd. Tron Ares hits theaters nationwide this Friday, and the cast, Jared, Greta Lee, Jodie Turner-Smith, they'll all be here this week to talk about the movie and more.
Well, someone on this couch may or may not have a cameo in that.
What?
Wait, what?
I don't know if it ended up on the cutting room floor, so I don't want to promote it.
Wait, did you shoot?
I did a cameo.
How were you on the bike?
No, hey, I shouldn't even share this much. Obviously, I wasn't invited to the premiere, so.
Okay. All right.
Well,
So don't prepare your Oscar speech.
No.
Well, thank you for sharing that tidbit. You learned so much here on GMA. So we know Glenn Powell as a top guy.
There you go.
Now we can see him as a quarterback with a big arm. But when he takes the helmet off, it's a bit of a new look for the heartthrob in his new football comedy, Chad Powers.
That's where that came from.
That's where that came from. Of course it did, because it's a very hot new series, a 6-episode limited series, executive produced by the Manning brothers. It premiered on Hulu last week. Fans and critics are loving it. Collider called the series heartfelt, and The Guardian says Glenn Powell gives his most magnetic and magical performance yet. And if you haven't had a chance to see it yet, here's a clip ahead of tonight's 3rd episode. Keep your eyes out for a cameo at the end by our friend. Who is it? Check it out. There he is! There's our pal, Eli Manning. He has a role as a coach in that episode. And over the weekend, Powell surprised a number of sororities at the University of Texas in Austin to talk about Chad Powers and his passion for football. The man knows his audience. The 3rd episode of Chad Powers begins streaming tonight. You can catch up and catch new episodes on Hulu every Tuesday.
Okay.
Looking forward to that. I want to finish with this. Stealing the show this time at a few fun weddings are these guys. Check out this entrance in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Ladarius Thomas is the flower dude, as his fanny pack clearly spells out.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, look at it. He's got the fanny pack.
It's the Mary Tyler Moore. He's doing it all.
Oh, yeah. He's shaking, he's baking, he's
Right.
sprinkling. Yeah, all to the delight of guests. He's the groom's best friend. He says his instructions were simple. Break the ice, be yourself. Looks like he nailed it. And not to be outdone, check out these 2 ring bearers. They do this LOVE song to a wedding in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. Yeah, there it is. I doubt Pete's going to let me get to the LOVE and the E, but there you go.
Come on, Pete, let's
Come on, Pete.
Come on, the beat.
Oh, yeah. He just said it. You can keep going. We're special. That was a special beat.
I wasn't expecting that.
No, unexpected. And there's the E. Thanks, Pete. Good job, guys. And that's Pop News.
Wasn't expecting the V like
No, the
that.
V was a shocker.
They understood that assignment.
Something for everyone here.
Time now for Deal Drop Days. Our girl, Lori Bergamato, is bringing us the first of 2 big days of sales. Everything here is shoppable. Good morning, Lori B.
Good morning, and happy what I'm calling October, because it's like holiday in October.
Oh, October.
There we go.
I like that. Yeah,
All
but
right.
it's always a good time to shop, though.
It is.
And
So-
you got some stuff for. We're going to kick it off with Amazon Prime Day sales.
Yep.
And what's first for that? What we got?
Bring it on in, Sal. We are going to talk about these
Ooh.
New Balance sneakers, Michael.
Like,
This
cool.
is the V3 sneaker. It's a court sneaker. People love it because it blends like a little retro, sporty style. It's really casual, and everybody says as soon as you put them on, it's instant comfort and a nice low-profile silhouette. But of course, we want to talk about that deal for Prime
Yep,
Big
what's
Deal
the deal?
Days. These are originally around $90. Today, up to 52% off. This particular pair is $56. But guys, check on different colors because that is how you can also score really big deals.
Oh, wow. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, next up, we got Prime
Okay.
Days, another Prime Days deal. What we got?
Okay,
Come
you
on
have a
down.
pet, right? Don't you have a dog?
I do.
Okay, so this is for all of the pet lovers in your life. This is the Bissell Power Clean Fur Guard Vacuum. Now, Bissell is an industry leader in this space. What people love about this is it has a little headlight so you can see where all that fur is. It also has a brush that can pick up to 16 inches of all kinds of hair and fur.
Wow.
Hopefully that's not what's happening, but it will power through. It has a 50-hour battery, so really great. This is $269.99 original price, $159.99. That's 41% off.
I have non-shedding dog.
Oh, okay.
I'm the one that sheds, so that's for me. All right, what's
Okay,
up next?
Well,
What we
this I
got?
think you're going to be really into because I know you like your music, right?
Yes, I do.
So this is from Bose. It's a Bluetooth speaker. Again,
I
everybody
love
knows a
Bluetooth.
Bose. That's good
Yeah.
stuff, right? The deal here, $149 original price, 34% off. $99. It's a great gift,
That's a great
you guys.
deal. Nothing better than a little portable speaker there.
That's right.
Come on, Sal, bring down the next deal, buddy.
So this is, we get a lot of questions about this from the ladies here on GMA. This is the Shark Flex Style Air Styling and Drying System. This can smooth your hair, it can volumize your hair, it can curl your hair. I know, he's like, I don't need it. But somebody in your life probably
Somebody
does. That's right. So this is originally almost $400, 30% off, $279.99.
Great deal. Next Prime Day deal, what we got?
All right, here we go. Again from Amazon, the Medicube Mini Booster Pro White. This tool's great for absorbing other kinds of skin serums, really giving you a nice glow. $85.99 original price, under 30% off, $62.99 is the price.
All right, come on, come
okay,
on.
so Michael,
There
we
we
have
go.
done a ton of those Amazon deals, but now I want to talk to you about Target, who's also having their Circle
What
Week.
Target?
This is from Threshold, their Performance Plus bath towel. Now, designers love this. It's like a best kept secret because it's a mid-weight. It's around a 400 to 500 GSM. That's what you're looking for when you're buying towels. And now you can get these. They're always a great price at $15, but if you get them this week, it's a BOGO. It's a buy one, get one free. So if you've got that guest room, if you like a BOGO, don't
like
you?
a
Yeah, he's
BOGO.
smiling
I
at
like
me.
BOGO.
Check out Target BOGO on these Threshold towels. And finally,
All right, finally.
I'm really excited about this one, you guys. Halloween is almost here, and Walmart knows it. There we go. Walmart knows it, and they have an incredible deal for their Walmart deals. This guy, I think he's big. You might think he's little. He's 5 foot, same height as me. LED lights, he's inflatable in under 1 minute. And he's like festive in the daytime, lights up at nighttime. 76% off, $25.99.
$25.99. We're going to leave him right there while we do this throw, okay? Well, Lori, thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
And we're going to be back tomorrow with even more Deal Drop Day sales. And coming up, our guy, Chris O'Donnell, is here to talk about his new show, 911 Nashville, when we come back. So you stay right there.
Thank you.
Welcome back to GMA, live from New York City.
Welcome back, everybody. And we're excited because our guy, Chris O'Donnell, is here. Yeah. And you know Chris from Scent of a Woman, The Three Musketeers, and Batman Forever. Well, now he's starring in a new 911 spinoff, 911 Nashville, where he plays a fire captain and rodeo rider.
I like the
Natural progression. Welcome to the show, man. Great to see you, brother. You know, you spent 14 years on NCIS Los Angeles. How is it from that role now to becoming a fire captain and a rodeo rider?
Yeah, the rodeo thing was a little bit of a surprise to me, to say the least. When I read the first script, I'm like, really? They never mentioned that part. But it was a nice change. I had a great run, 14 years in LA. All my kids were young and in school, so it was the greatest job in the world. But change is good once in a while. You know, it's been tough in LA. My whole town, the Palisades, is basically gone. So living in Nashville has been a fantastic city. And just change of pace and different people to work with. I'm enjoying it.
So what is the Nashville twist on 911?
Well, they're definitely using all the flavor of the city. I mean, doing rodeo is the biggest thing. But just the music and the flavor of it, it's fantastic. I think, honestly, we shot in every possible location in Los Angeles when we were there for 14 years. So there's a whole new city to play with here. And the town, people are really excited to have us there. So we're trying to take advantage of it.
Folks love 911, the series, and all that. But, you know, some of the scenarios are a little much.
Oh, they're insane. I mean, I read some of the scripts, I'm like, you can't be serious. I love it, please. But, I mean, the music, this actually happened. I go, there's no chance this actually happened. And they don't always happen that way. But, yeah, we rescued somebody from a water slide here. And, I mean, you know, the tornadoes and the lightning and the...
Oh, wow. Though, Chris, it's good TV.
It is fun. I mean, my God. It's part of the charm of the show, as our showrunner says, it's like these spectacle emergencies. That is the brand of the show. And there's a whole family drama laid on top of it and the background of Nashville. So
well, you just did my job. You teed it up. Let's take a look.
Okay.
Grab all the gear you can. We're going to hook it in from here. Dispatch 113, first on scene. You need to send everyone you can, and you need to send them right now.
Copy 113, 110, 116, and USAR are en route. They all know you're the IC. And be advised, a tornado has touched down in the area.
Copy. PPEs for the high news.
You must be tired after the work day.
I was sick as a dog when I was looking at that day. I remember that day. It can be a little exhausting because we're filming in the dead of summer. It's 105 degrees out and you're wearing all the
gear.
Nashville's got tricky weather.
Yeah, it's calmed down now. It's beautiful right now.
So you were really sick as a dog during that?
I was. In fact, I had 5 pages of dialogue. All of that had to be, ADR after the fact. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah. I couldn't speak.
We were just bragging on the universe, the 911 universe is really fun, and you have great star power. Do you envision any crossovers? Angela Bassett?
I'm sure they would love to. I mean, it's a great franchise for ABC, and it makes a lot of sense. I don't know how you tie in the firefighters from Nashville and LA kind of randomly.
But if anybody can do it,
maybe we get sent out for a wildfire in California. I'm not really sure, but they will figure it out.
One guy I know that has said he wouldn't mind is your pal. I know you and Rob Lowe are buddies on the golf course, and I guess in an interview he has mentioned he wouldn't mind.
Well, his brother Chad's working on our show.
Exactly.
Yeah, so maybe he's hoping his brother will write him
invite him.
Yeah.
So it's been 30 years since Batman Forever. I can't even believe that. That actually, when I looked at it, I had to look at it again and think that's not real. Yeah. Your family's old enough to see all of your films now, but how did you introduce them? How did you know when was right to tell them that your films?
Well, the first things they saw were the Batman films and the Three Musketeers, just because that was the only thing that was appropriate for them. And then, most of my films.
Look at Chris.
That's actually not me. I play the other guy.
There was a very nice shot of you.
Yeah.
Full face.
I'll tell you what's crazier to me, Son of a Woman, I'm older now than Pacino was when we made that. When he was Frank Slade.
What?
Yeah. I still feel like I'm younger than Colonel Frank Slade, and I'm older. That's what's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, he's
flies.
a great actor.
He's pretty good. Yeah. It's working out all right for him.
And your kids are all good? They're all grown up now?
Yeah, I've got 2 out of college, 2 in college, 1 in high school, so we're getting there. Not quite empty nesters yet, but I've got 4 on the East Coast, so being in, like I said, Nashville's pretty convenient. Yeah.
Easy for you to get here too.
Yes. And to get here, absolutely. I'm not.
Thank you, Chris.
Thanks, everybody.
911 Nashville premieres Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 Central, right here on ABC. Next day on Hulu, and Hulu on Disney+.
Right now, we are back with New York Times best-selling author Patricia Cornwell. She's sold more than 120 million copies of her books and counting, and is here to give us a scoop on her newest novel out this morning called Sharp Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to GMA, Patricia Cornwell. Lovely having you here. Always always
Thank
enjoy
you.
having. This is the 29th in the series.
It's kind of scary, but just everybody know you don't have to read all those books to read the new one because they're all standalone Scarpetta books.
See, that's the beauty of your books, and because people can dip in and can dip out like that. She always finds herself, Scarpetta, always in a little bit of danger, always in a scary situation. I saw the animation, and there was like this really scary building and that, so even she's not immune.
When I started this book, I thought, what is something that as a child made me very curious? And it's ghosts.
Yeah.
And so I'm always wondering, because I do so much research in technology, what scientific explanation could there be for something like that seeming to appear, where a serial killer is using basically holographic technology to stalk his victims. And there are ways now that you could do something where you see something levitating down a street that looks like it's real, but it's actually a projection, but it can be used for spying and all kinds of things. So that was the genesis of Sharp Force, and that on the cover is an old psychiatric hospital where something terrible has happened, and all the spooky things that I hope that people will enjoy.
Because it's a good old-fashioned ghost story, but high-tech.
That's right.
High-tech and things that actually could happen.
Well, we were talking a minute ago about the world we live in today, and one of my challenges is how do you write books and set them in the modern world? Thrillers, because first of all, with technology, your phone, everywhere you go, it's signaling things. DNA, one cell, and you can get a profile. So then a book would be solved in 2 pages. So I have fun. It's very important that we have Scarpetta live in the same world we do, in every sense of the word.
Yeah, we can see her. We can see her and we can feel her. You're a fantastic storyteller.
Well, thank you.
Just no way about it. I understand, though, you telling scary stories goes back to when you were a little tyke. Were you that kid in the neighborhood that would scare all the other kids?
Yes. I would. I used to tell stories, and the little children would run home crying. And at first, it felt guilty about it. But then when they came back for more, I said, "Hey, not bad. Maybe I better keep doing this." But I always had a spooky imagination.
Yeah.
If you look at my childhood artwork, there's witches flying across the moon. There's ghost stories, and so this is an adult ghost story set today, and. I'll give you one little scene. Scarpetta sees these 2 red lights that are floating in the foggy driveway. She thinks it's Marino's taillights as he's leaving, and then she realizes they're coming toward her. And oh, what is that? And she, so I have, but it's all scientifically explained, but it's still spooky fun.
Yeah, I can see that you're having fun with it as well. And congratulations. Last time you were here, you were talking about Scarpetta becoming a series. Not only is it becoming a series, Jamie Lee Curtis, Nicole Kidman, they're attached to it?
Yes, it is. So much talent. And the first season has been filmed. Will be out the first part of next year, the first quarter of next year. And they're already working on season 2. But yes, Nicole Kidman is playing Scarpetta, and I'm telling you, she's fantastic.
Yeah.
Jamie, as Dorothy, her sister, is just, you can imagine. And when the 2 of them are together in a scene, I think everybody's going to have lots of fun with it. I've waited 35 years for this.
Yeah.
And thank God I'm not disappointed. I'm thrilled.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
I'm really happy about it.
You know what else have we been waiting for?
What?
Your memoir.
We're going to have to talk about that when that comes out. There's going to be a lot. Yes.
So you have written it?
I have written it. It's coming out in May.
Really?
It is.
You haven't told us this before.
No, I haven't told you because I started writing it at the first of the year. People were talking about doing a TV show based on my life, I guess. And so I was writing down biographical information, and then I just started writing the book.
Oh my gosh!
So for those who want to know about my strange background, you're about to find out.
Breaking news! The memoir is done. How about number 30 for Scarpetta?
I'm working on that, and that will be out in a year.
We're greedy. It's got the movie. The series.
Never have to be greedy. This is the very first big show I was ever on in the beginning of my career back in the days. Remember Joan London?
Yes, ma'am.
And I was so nervous, my knees were shaking under the table, and I forgot the name of my book.
Oh, did you really?
I did.
Do you still have to sometimes just pinch yourself? When you see going down Times Square and you see your book up.
I'm always grateful. Grateful. And as people say, go through this world with love and gratitude.
Oh.
And I try to remember that.
Well, and you've always remembered us, Patricia, and we're very, very appreciative.
You're my favorite home.
Oh,
Thank you.
Okay, you always have a home here. And it is out now, and I love, tell them what that means, sharp force.
Sharp force is a forensic pathology term for stab wounds. Ooh, that's what sharp force is.
And
so I bet you know what happens to those poor people in the book.
Yeah, and it is available now.
It's Taco Tuesday, everybody.
It is.
We're celebrating National Taco Day with Chef Jenny Martinez. Welcome to Good Morning America.
And it's
for having me here.
gorgeous
Fun
cookbook.
with
My
you.
Mexican Mesa is full of flavorful and authentic dishes that she's here to make some shrimp
You forgot
tacos.
to say the most important word.
Y listo!
Which
Cucumber
means?
limeade.
Which means it's ready. It's like that little bell. Come and eat.
Yeah,
come and eat.
come and get it.
Love that. We love
All right,
that.
so,
All right, so-
we're going to talk about the drink, but let's get the shrimp ready for the
Yes,
tacos.
we're gonna celebrate
So we're
with our
making
shrimp.
a drink. We're making shrimp first.
Uh-huh.
These are like a lovely battered shrimp, and you say they're very easy to
These
make.
are Baja style shrimp tacos that are beer battered. So first what we're gonna do, we're gonna flavor the shrimp
Which is
inside
that?
and then the outside too.
Okay.
We're
Is this
gonna
just a classic
start with
yellow
with
mustard?
this. Yes. Just the classic yellow mustard. We're gonna drill. You want to help with the seasonings?
I'll get in here on this side. I don't
Okay,
want to
well,
cross
why
on
don't we
the
do
cross
this?
in front.
Sammy,
Okay.
come
Yeah, what do you want me to
So
do?
let's start by adding. We're gonna season our flour too as
Okay,
well.
what are the seasonings that we picked?
This is chicken bouillon,
Right.
garlic powder.
This is just good old pepper.
just pepper. And this is Cajun boil. And if you guys just want to save some time, just buy Jenny's favorite seasoning.
Oh, there
Okay.
you
Okay,
go.
we're also gonna season these just
Just a
very
pinch,
lightly,
right?
and then you're gonna do
I'm
the fun
missing-
part.
I'm missing
You're
the
gonna
fun
do-
part.
We're gonna add beer.
Of course we are.
Because you want to air out that batter, and if you don't want beer, the cool part is that
Who
you can use
doesn't?
mineral water.
Okay, all right. Well, no mineral
All right, well,
water.
then
Let's go full on.
Go ahead.
Just right
in. Just throw it all in there.
But if you
And
wanted to do
do you
mineral
want to
water, you
whisk
could.
it?
Yeah, I'd love to do
Okay,
that.
there
Sammy,
you
I'm
go.
a good whisker from way back.
Sure are.
Not as good as Robin. Robin's the
And
best
so
whisker.
once this batter is already like getting fluffy,
Yeah, you
it
can
has
see
to
it
be,
kind of
has
pull
to
together
be
now.
thick. It
Will
has
you
to be
come
really
over and be
thick.
our taster, Robin?
Oh, you want to come over?
I will.
Join the party.
Come deal with us.
All right,
All right, so this
we're
is
with.
ready.
Come
All
play.
right, we're just gonna do a little more because we do want it to
So-
be thick, and this
Okay.
is the consistency that you are looking for right here.
Oh, so it's more.
We're gonna
A little
get
bit wetter.
So Sam, yours was a little
All right,
lumpy.
all right.
I'm not trying to point that out.
Right. I think it was a good whisk.
You're
I
just
just
I was a little- yeah,
hold on.
okay.
Can you just do a close up
But
of
when I
these
look
two
at that
things?
and look at this,
I'm
I
just
see that
saying there's a
maybe.
slight difference
Okay.
between Sam.
So this is what you're looking
Thanks.
for. Beautiful.
Gorgeous.
All right.
Let's
so
say I did that,
now
Jenny. Let's say I did that.
We're gonna throw it in the fryer,
All
in
right.
the jacuzzi.
In the
There we
jacuzzi.
go. All right, so while you're preparing this, you can add the shrimp into the batter.
I sure will.
Let it marinate.
Yeah.
How long do
You're
they go
gonna
in that?
fry this for 3 minutes each side, and then you're gonna get
And the
this
end result is this.
beautiful
Look at
So why
sauce.
did you pick the tacos for Hispanic Heritage
I
Month?
chose this dish because every time that we go to Mexico, to Ensenada, Mexico, we always like to stop and get some Baja style shrimp
Yeah.
tacos.
Yeah.
my
Why?
fave.
Because we're gonna mix it with this beautiful Mexican coleslaw that has the Bandera de Mexico colors, the red, the,
The
white,
red,
and
the
the
white,
green.
and the green, yeah.
And so this is I call it Mexican coleslaw.
It's gorgeous.
We're just gonna add a little bit of lime juice. And then give it a quick mix. This is gonna be our topping for our
So that's
taco.
literally
Just gives it a
just-
beautiful
that's-
crunch and that color.
And that's tomato, that's onion, that's
Cilantro.
and then
the lime
cabbage.
juice, and then that's
and
it.
a little cabbage, right?
How long are
The
we
little
frying,
cabbage.
frying the shrimp?
So we're
I'm
gonna fry
good,
it
I'm on it.
for
Okay.
3
minutes each side.
I don't, you know me in the kitchen. I'm like, wait, did I?
I know. Let's not burn it,
they're
but
not
it's
yet.
actually really
They're
good.
not yet.
Okay.
So now let's make the fun part.
Okay.
Let's do our taco. Let's build a taco.
Okay, I'm coming.
All right,
How is
so
it,
this
Robin?
Oh, she's already having her taco.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna first. Did you know that there's an inside and an outside of our
I
tortilla?
did not know that.
Okay, so you gotta
Oh,
make sure that
I
you
didn't
put
know that.
the.
How do I know?
Well, you see these little
The
bubbles?
little lines.
Yeah.
That's the
So
outside?
this is the
They're
outside.
clearly
right?
different. Look at that. And that, oh.
You know what?
I know. So first you're gonna
Okay.
spread the mayo.
Mayo
This is how we
on.
prepare it.
Oh, do that.
Mayo.
Do that. Do that.
And then you get this beautiful shrimp. Look at this beautiful shrimp.
Gorgeous shrimp.
And let's see where
Wow, that's
is-
huge. So big shrimp is okay.
Big shrimp is okay. You want to put 2? That's fine too. Let's
Well,
make it
okay
more
then.
fun. Yeah, you know what? Let me
All
do
right.
2.
And you and you keep tail on.
You can remove the tail, of course, so you won't, stab yourself.
No. I didn't
Where's
know
the
if you
kick
like
in
it
this?
for
Where's the
serving.
where's the spice
kick?
in
The
this?
spice is on the aguacate chile. This has a lot of
Oh, that's
serrano,
of
so be
course.
careful. Instead of the salsa, I'm using that spice, that heat inside the avocado sauce.
This. So in here.
So good.
In there. So be very, very careful.
But it's not too. It's not too.
Oh my God,
Sam, that was too spicy.
Are you gonna be able to talk?
Yeah, no. We might have to get to the drink pretty soon, Jenny, but that was amazing.
I can't believe you
That
did
is that is a kick.
Right?
That's enough.
And you know, it's really simple to make. We just add serranos and a little bit of chicken bouillon, and that's all you need.
And just you can take it down with less serranos.
Yes, yes. If,
All right.
obviously. Now,
That's a right
top it
mix.
off with your Mexican
Will do.
coleslaw.
And then will you tell Sam how to make that gorgeous drink?
How are we going to do this?
We're going to pair up our tacos with a beautiful cucumber, lime, chia seed, agua fresca, because you just get all the refreshment of the
And chia
cucumber
seeds
with.
have so much goodness in them for you.
All right, well, let's add
It's the
the
first
lime.
drink you can chew.
It's a chewy
Right,
drink.
because you get the chia seeds in there. That's amazing. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
and so
thank
this
you
is
so
what I
much.
say. Y listo.
Y listo.
And enjoy.
My Mexican Mesa is out right now. You can get all these recipes on GoodMorningAmerica.com. We'll be right back. Apparently, it was good.
Oh my God.
Well, we savored this morning.
Yes.
What a morning it was. Thank you so much for being with us on this Taco Tuesday. It was good. It was really good.